they realized that you only get skyrocketing growth when you take marketing in-house. So we essentially made ourselves redundant and have started offering that service with They Ask Me. It's a sales and marketing coaching.
Look, I think agencies stand a place. I work at an agency and I love it, but like I don't want to be the crutch to a business's success forever. I want to see them do it on their own and reach that milestone on their own. They should be in charge of their skyrocketing success.
Welcome to Inbound Buzz. My name is Moby Sadiq and I'm joined again, not by Tony. I'm joined by Tasha Del Bianco. Tasha, good to see you today.
Oh, thanks, Mobes. I'm so keen to be here today. Thanks for having me.
It's been a minute, hasn't it?
Yeah. Since Inbound Buzz or since we last
last caught up.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So for those of you who don't know, Tony is off on maternity leave.
Paternity leave.
Is it paternity?
He's not
he's
the mum.
Goes to,
yeah.
Fine,
That's okay. It happens all the time.
Off to a great start. Yeah.
Gender roles. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? It doesn't. Well, it is what it is, right? He's off, but who knows? Maybe he is on maternity leave, Tash. You can't judge.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Okay. We'll leave this in, but we won't go any further.
Yeah. He's had a
baby. So he's had a baby. His baby is beautiful. He's in love. Keeps sending us photos, and he'll probably be back next week. But I'm joined by Tasha today. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun. So let's talk about what's making news in our news buzz. So we talk a lot about AI. We keep talking about AI. And by the way, if you are into AI and you haven't heard us talk about this before, definitely come to our conference, the They Ask You Answer Summit on the 31st of October. Yours truly will be speaking. So Tasha doesn't use the word use yours truly properly.
We mentioned this.
She says yours truly and other person, right?
Please listen to episode 36 of Marketing Mentors.
Hey, don't go plugging your own show here.
Because we addressed that issue, and Linda and I now use yours truly in the appropriate way.
Yeah. Yep. Now, by the way, definitely forgot to mention Tash does lead the one half of the Marketing Mentors with Linda, so definitely check them out too. So awesome. So Linda's going to be talking about AI and marketing. The stuff that I'm seeing the team do is blowing my freaking mind. Like, Tasha, I thought I was like, okay. And then I've seen what they're doing. Just phenomenal stuff. Yeah. So that'll be fun. Tash will be doing yours truly. Tash will be talking about the customer journey mapping, and I'll be doing some sales stuff. But anyway, make sure you don't miss out on that. But speaking of AI has arrived on LinkedIn, which means now you have even less reasons not to post. Did I say that properly? You have even less reasons not to post.
Yep.
So I found it, Tash, I couldn't find a lot. I know you found something online. I couldn't find much on this. I think it's relatively new.
Yeah.
But when you actually try to, you may or may not have this. And by the way, if you want to see my lovely face and Tasha, then visit redpandas.com.au/EP145 and you can see the video version and anything I'm sharing on my screen. So what I'm looking at now is I was drafting a post and this thing popped up, Tash. It was like draft with AI.
Yeah, cool.
Now, I'll be honest, like in my first screen, you'll see there I wrote, Tupac was a content marketing genius, boom, boom, boom. The AI wasn't that good, if
I was
I'm
about
honest.
to ask, how did you find it?
It wasn't. So in the second screen, it's like what I wrote, I had a good hook. I wrote, he was a content marketing genius, right? Like a rapper was a content marketing genius. Like I'm trying to build some intrigue. Yeah. And then I had like a formula. And AI just was like, it was very underwhelming. Could Tupac have been the greatest rapper of all time? Then they put hashtags in random spots. So
yeah,
we actually find this with our content. Like Luca in our content team uses AI a lot, and it's like a little bit of hit and miss. So, but anyway, we'll move on. So I think it's, if you're not posting, you have even like more reasons to post.
Yeah, pretty cool. I'm keen to see it. I haven't seen it yet, but I'd be keen to give it a go, have a play. Anywhere at all where there's AI, I'm down for it.
That's right. Give it a play. What's next, Tash?
All right. Number 2 buzz is Instagram testing 3-minute and 10-minute reel uploads. First reaction is, that's a long time. 3 minutes, 10 minutes. Like we're so used to this like 15 second, 20 second, 30 second. Even when I talk to clients, it's still like keep your videos under 2 minutes and here's Instagram.
I was going to say when I talk to clients, like, oh, sorry, your 15 seconds is up.
No. When they ask for, Tash, how long should a video be? It's typically the rule of thumb for the last few years has been keep it under 2 minutes. That's typically where, depending on the type of video, right? But 3 and 10 minute long videos, it better be bloody good.
When I think about this, I can't help feeling that like everything TikTok does, everyone's copying.
Yeah.
Like TikTok came out with TikTok and then YouTube's like, oh, we're going to do YouTube Shorts, right? It's like everyone's watching what they're doing because like whether you like it or not, their algorithm is the most stickiest.
Yeah.
It keeps people on the platform.
That scroll.
And that's money for
Yeah.
advertisers. So they just want to keep, but I find it really funny, Tash, because it's like we've come full circle.
Yeah.
You had like 15-second TikToks, and then like you had Snapchats, and now we're going back to longer form videos again. But yeah.
Well, we all know then it's going to come back to 15-second videos eventually because people aren't going to stick around for long enough. I just don't, our brains aren't wired that way anymore. It's changed, and it's changed for, some might say the better or the worse, but it's changed. Like if you don't get the answer you're looking for the question very quickly, you're going to move on.
I think the rule of thumb, if anyone is thinking, oh shit, well, you know, Moby and Tasha, then how long is it? So like you said before, like it depends on the purpose.
Yeah.
And I always say like when you think about sales videos, which are very, very different, the later down the process, the more longer you can get away with.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to buy, you know, like a $10,000 coaching package from Red Pandas, you're going to freaking read everything we see. You're going to look at the details.
I think it always comes back to Mobes, like, what are you trying to achieve, right? Like, okay, we're doing 3 and 10 minute long videos now. How, what are you trying to achieve with a 3 minute long video? What point of the customer journey map are they up to? Is it worth a 3 minute video? So yeah, what you said before. What are you trying 100%.
To do? I think if rule of thumb, keep it as short as it needs to be.
Yeah.
I don't think these limits matter, but yeah. Okay, cool. The next one is, so YouTube came out with some advice. Speaking of short form videos, they came out with some advice for shorts creators on the algorithm and hashtag.
Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah. What's your experience being with shorts?
Well, not like other than our podcast being cut up and then being put onto shorts. That's probably the most I've had, but it's definitely like we've grown our subscribers like crazy using the shorts. And, you know, I'm very grateful for it. But we've also noticed that the ones that seem to be doing the best are the ones, and this is not like, you know, groundbreaking news, but the ones that are slightly more controversial. And I've definitely seen that with myself.
Yeah. What was the one you had?
I feel like it was on the topic of like, you know, I'm at home all day with my kid and my husband walks in and I might not be in the best mood and, you know, I've got to self-reflect and see what needs of mine aren't being met. That's exactly what I have watched it a few times and people like hacked at me for it about like, oh, well, he's been out earning money all day.
Yeah.
I stayed away from the comments only because like I'm still working on, you know, always working on protecting my heart from, you know, taking things personally. And I don't know these people from a bar of soap. So I know, oh, don't listen to them, Tasha. Yeah, but I'm sensitive. So I'd rather just stay away from it. That way they're...
So you're saying you're like still new to that. You're still used to seeing, Yeah,
I'm not like, I don't need to see. Yeah, I'm not an influencer like you, Mob. Sorry.
No.
I'm not used to hateful comments all the time.
No, I talk about this all the time. I still get posts that get F4 stuff, right? But no, I have had a little bit more experience when my TikTok blew up a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, because I hear you say that and I'm trying to think back, like, yeah, I'm not going to lie. Like it does at first, you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
You know, like there is something to be said about
that's
that.
That's your ego, right? Your ego gets hurt and I get that and that's fine. Like, and I don't need to see that, right? I don't need to see it. So it's not going to give anything to my life. So I'm glad that the shorts are doing well for the business at my expense. No, it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
What might help you is the way I started seeing it, because like I definitely had this on TikTok where what I started doing was I'd start replying to them, but not in a fist fighting way.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you know, at minimum, I'd be like, you know, thanks so much for your time. Thanks for stopping by. Or be like, oh, tell me more. Or why do you say that? And Tash, the reason why I did that is because in my twisted head, I'm like, they don't realize they're actually helping the algorithm.
Yeah, this is true.
Because with TikTok and Shorts, when you're commenting, the video's still playing.
Yeah.
So it's racking up views and racking up engagement.
This is true.
So I'm like, thank you, Mofo. Like, help me out.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, look, I've definitely seen the Shorts help our subscribers on YouTube grow, our listeners on the podcast on both of them grow, our LinkedIn networks have grown from it. So yeah, definitely working.
I just realized I didn't share any of the tips, but the tips.
Oh yeah.
So the YouTube, so of course, like what actually is everyone's finding YouTube Shorts specifically is the fastest type of growing content on YouTube. It's driving over 50 billion views. So they gave some advice here. They're like, think audience and not algorithm. I find this quite funny. Like most of the advice that networks will give you always sounds really obvious, but you got to dive deeper a little bit. You got to think a little bit deeper. Think audience, not algorithm. On short form, people are swiping through a feed and discovering things as they go. That's one key important difference.
Yeah.
So what the commentator was saying was, on YouTube, it's like you're looking for something, you're looking for a recipe, you're looking to do something. On Shorts, it's different. They're swiping through a feed. They're discovering, which is like another word for rabbit hole, wasting your night away, right?
Yep.
But that's one important difference. So what the biggest takeaway I take from that is we talk a lot about like hooks.
Yep.
Right? You know, pattern interrupt. A video appears, you have a hook, you have pattern
Yeah.
interrupt to catch people and get them to stay. It's not doing a long ass intro.
Yeah, exactly. And hashtags, advice is underwhelming. So sometimes a hashtag can be associated with a real world thing that's happened, like an event, and you want to try and associate it with something that's going to help that. Other times they can be focused on topics, but I think in both cases, creators should not forget about hashtags.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
is what the key message here is.
I think what you're saying, like it was a bit underwhelming. It was a bit obvious. Like, associated with something that's happening, like FIFA World
Exactly.
Cup or whatever.
Jump on that trend.
Yeah, that is
gonna help.
underwhelming. I agree. All right, cool. All right, let's move on. I'm really excited about this one.
Oh, Moby's favorite.
Marketing's biggest myths. So, talk about hate, Tash. Every time I talk about SEO, I get so much hate on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And then, you know what? It's funny. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty good. I don't know if I find it hurtful. Maybe a little, like my ego a little bit. But when they do things like this, they'll be like, check this out. Copied in Michael. Look at what this guy is saying. Like they're having conversations about me in my own post.
Oh, well.
It's funny.
Like you said before, it's getting more views and it's getting more people spending time on that on that content.
And
so
Michael
thank
comes
you.
in,
Thank you,
he piles
Michael.
in.
Yeah.
Thank you. It gives me more views.
I'll take that.
Every time I talk about this. But the thing here is like there's a guy called John Mueller. So he's a Google OG. He's one of he's part of the brain trust behind the algorithm as well. And he's debunked so many SEO myths, like stuff that like a lot of shitty agencies out there are still ripping people off.
Okay.
Right? Things like having location in the URL.
Yep.
This one actually was a bit of a surprise to me too. It used to be a thing like you could buy swimming pools Manly.
Yep.
Or concrete, Granville or something, right?
Concord.
So it used to be that would help,
Okay.
but actually he said no, doesn't make any
do
difference.
anything. Yeah, wow.
Doesn't make any difference, right? Confirmed. This is not a Moby Sadiq. John Mueller, Google this. Confirmed. Putting a location URL doesn't do shit.
I love that.
Keyword stuffing doesn't do shit. Backlinking doesn't do shit. We're going to have to beep out.
No.
Yeah, I swear. Okay, let me pull back.
No.
Not that it doesn't do shit, but he literally said, linking to popular high authority sites doesn't help SEO.
Yeah, wow. That's big news, Moby. Like, I know even for our clients, that's something that we have practiced in the years. Obviously, this news is gonna change some of our practices. But that's that's big. Make that a snippet.
Well, snippet that stuff. No, but it's honestly so I have to clarify a little bit. So what he was saying, because someone asked him, what if I link to news.com links to me or CNN? He's like, it doesn't make any difference. It has to add value.
Yeah.
It has to be relevant. So say you're like taste.com and you're talking about like how to make tacos.
Yep.
I love tacos. I'm making mean tacos.
Porque
Like one of the two.
It's your
funny,
favorite
my
dish.
brain. My brain goes there because like one of the two things I can cook only.
Yeah. That and
But
a
anyway.
sandwich.
That and a sandwich. No, it's roast chicken. But no, with the tacos, I, by the way, only have coffee once a week.
Okay.
And today's the day I had coffee.
No, why did you do that?
So that's why.
You reserved your coffee for the inbound
And I
buzz
got Tasha
episode.
with me too. No, but so yeah, say you're on taste.com and you find a taco recipe and then it's like, use this brand of sour cream. We recommend this. That would be good because it's relevant for the user.
Yeah,
Right?
okay,
And
that
it's
makes sense.
very thematically relevant. But if it's just, dairy farmers linking on taste.com, they're saying it makes no difference.
Yeah, interesting. There you go.
Confirmed by John Mueller.
Love that.
What's the next one, Tash?
Oh, right. A website will fix your lead generation problem. I like this one because a lot of people come to us like that and think, oh, my website's broken, I've got no leads. But in actual fact, they've just got shit content.
So what would you do? Like, the conversations you've had, someone's like, oh, Tash, go fix my website. Like, what do you do then to unpack?
I tend to start talking about like, well, who are you trying to talk to? What is it that you're like, what are the problems that you're trying to solve? Out of the people that are coming to you, what are the questions that they're asking? And then it's just like a real discovery type of like moment where you keep asking these questions and you keep digging away and you eventually get to a point where you find the root cause of the problem, whether it be that their website is truly just really crap and it's on a bad system, or maybe they just have no strategy or no idea what they're trying to do or trying to achieve.
What problems often are they trying to, because like speaking of unpacking, when you dive a bit deeper, what do you find? Like they're like Tasha on a website, but you dive deeper and you find what the root problem they're trying to solve is. What is that problem often? That
they don't have sales.
Sales, leads.
Yeah, they're just not getting leads in. They're not getting sales in. Funnels dried up type of stuff. Like they don't know what to do, and they typically want to go spend more money on like a salesperson. But why when there's no like leads coming through? And so it's
Yeah.
kind of like just peeling things back really and figuring out what's going on underneath the hood.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like they'll be like, "Oh, I need a new site," and you unpack it, and they don't have leads. But the website, we always say this, right? When someone comes to us to and by the way, we don't do websites anymore. But even when we did them, right? Even when we did do fully fledged websites, I'd still say, like, be very careful. Like, make that a last priority, or exhaust all the other possibilities, because like they're not using StoryBrand on their website. They're not like telling the customer what problem they solve. They're not addressing fears, concerns, doubts.
Yep.
So we often say, like, do that first, because if you're trying to fix the lead generation problem, it's not always, I say often, like the last thing is a new website.
Yeah, and they're like, I need more pictures of me, or I need more of this. I'm like, no. You just need to answer those questions and just be more strategic towards what the actual problem is. It happens every day. Literally this week, I think I've been asked by 3 people, oh, what's wrong with my website? What's not wrong with your website?
Yeah, ask a different question.
Yeah, literally.
What's the next one?
You get what you pay for with marketing automation.
So you're trying to say that expensive is not better?
100%.
Tell me more.
Salesforce, Marketing Cloud, Pardo, whatever they call it, costs an arm and a leg, and it is definitely inferior to something like HubSpot Marketing Hub.
Do you think that's because we talk about perception pricing sometimes? Like we definitely increased our prices over the last few years, and we did it because we were getting better and we could command the rates we wanted. But when we did that, we noticed the perception of what we're offering went up too. Do you think like that's one big thing that stops users? They see, like, is that biting HubSpot in the foot a little bit? Like, we don't want HubSpot to increase their rates. I think it's great value for money.
Please don't.
But if you're a corporate business, or they keep doing it anyway,
Yeah.
right? HubSpot's been increasing. They're not freaking saints here.
Yeah.
But you think that stops the market? Like, they see Salesforce like, this is like $10,000, it must be better?
Maybe I think as well, they just see Salesforce as the leaders of the CRM in the industry, and then think, oh, okay, well, if it's a Salesforce product, it must be. And look, Salesforce I'm not shitting on the Salesforce CRM. Like it's a good CRM for the people that need that type of CRM, right? Obviously, I much prefer HubSpot as a CRM and sales tool. But if you're a business that's got like a custom built Salesforce instance and you want the marketing tool that goes with it, yeah, by all means, go plug it in. But like, you'll probably be disappointed because it's such a disparate, dysfunctional
I was going to ask you, because it's
system.
So why? Because the systems don't connect together.
Well, they do, but Marketing Cloud, like the fact that the CRM, sales tools, and the marketing are all different platforms, different tools, should be a bit of a flag to start off with.
That blows our mind.
Yeah, I still don't understand. And I think it's because Salesforce Marketing Cloud acquired a bunch of different softwares over the years and just plugged it in one place. This is the Marketing Cloud. So then when you go and plug it into your CRM and sales tools, it's just clunky from my understanding.
The term I heard, and I heard it was a HubSpot rep who said this, and I loved, is crafted, not cobbled.
Yeah.
So HubSpot was crafted, whereas like you say, it was
Marketing
Salesforce
Cloud's been cobbled.
Yeah,
100%. So yeah, you pay more for Salesforce Marketing Cloud and you're going to get not a better experience than HubSpot's Marketing Hub.
The fact that the other one that I've literally used this in the sales process, and like it's a light bulb moment in people's head, is if you look up Salesforce administrator, like on Seek.com, in Australia, Seek.com is a job site, but whatever, Monster.com in America, whatever, Salesforce administrator, there's like 2,000 jobs available or something. That job, like, technically doesn't exist with HubSpot. Like, I'm sure people are looking for HubSpot administrators, but it doesn't really exist. Like, the fact that there's a category for Salesforce tells you everything you need to know about how complicated Salesforce is compared to
It's not necessary with HubSpot. Like, it's a nice to have, I think, with companies getting bigger as well, like enterprise companies using HubSpot. It is a nice to have a dedicated HubSpot solutions person in-house, because that person can just really understand your system and fix things as quick as you want. But you don't need degree to do it. You don't have to be a developer to do it. That's the other thing with Salesforce, both sales and CRM and Marketing Cloud, you do need some type of coding, like language understanding to do this.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's beyond your knowledge.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
The next one is, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this too. Hiring a marketing agency will lead to skyrocketing growth.
Is a myth or is not a myth?
I understand how these titles are a little bit confusing. No, so yes, that is a myth.
Yeah.
Hiring a marketing agency will lead to skyrocketing growth is a myth.
Yeah, 100% it's a myth.
It's a myth. The reason for that is, and this actually kind of dawned on us, Tasha, like
A little while ago.
a couple of years ago. So we had a client that when they started, and you know who it is. We had a client when they started working with us. It was one of our earliest clients in the fitness industry. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
The more,
Leave it.
yeah, I'll give more advice, more hints away. No, but anyway, love these guys. But when they started with us, they only had 2 or 3 employees. By the time they finished, years later, their marketing team had 3 employees.
Yeah.
Right? Like they started with us at like team
International.
before. Their marketing team was 3.
Yeah.
So they pretty much hired out the roles that we were doing, right?
Yep.
Great. It's actually like really good. Like we're actually still friends with them. We're really proud of what they've done. They got, funding and whatever. They went, like you said, they went international. But what I realized was, when I was trying to try to sell to them, I realized there's nothing we have to offer you anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's funny, they're in this middle section. It's like, I always say it's like putting a square peg in a round hole. They still needed some support. They still needed some strategy, but they had all these roles filled and we couldn't really figure out what to do with each other.
Yep.
So we just kind of wished them well and they went on their separate ways. And what we realized, and then around about that, so, Marcus Sheridan's book, we've been implementing it at Red Pandas for years and years and years since it came out. And what impacted was they shifted from a done for you to a done by you. They realized that you only get skyrocketing growth when you take marketing in-house. So we essentially made ourselves redundant and have started offering that service with They Ask You Answer sales and marketing coaching.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love that. And it's a big myth out there. And I think a lot of businesses think, oh, I need an agency that's going to help me get to where I need to get to. And look, I think agencies stand a place for things 100%. I work at an agency and I love it, but like I don't want to be the crutch to a business's success forever. I want to see them do it on their own and reach that milestone on their own. They should be in charge of their skyrocketing success, not us. That doesn't make sense.
I will say, since we've done this, because we were like at first, like everyone should move on to this. We literally had clients say to us, I'm like, Moby, I get that, but I don't want to build a marketing team. I'm like, oh, okay. So we've actually realized, okay, for some businesses, it's not that marketing is a cost center, because if it was, then I don't think we'd work with those clients. But they have a different need. They don't want to grow a team. They don't want to expand. And for whatever reason, they hire us for a specialist thing. And that's okay too.
It's a specialist thing. That's it. And it's not this type of stuff that we're doing with either, like it's not a full-time content. Like we can't do full-time content for a client, right? But there's other things that we help with. That's what you mean by like specialists. It's important.
Yeah. Okay, number 5.
Oh, is this my one? Yeah, this is my one. ChatGPT is limited to data till 2021. This is a myth.
Because when it first came out, that's what everyone was saying, right?
Yes.
ChatGPT's old data, be careful. But, tell us more about that.
Well, we've had a recent new hire, Christine, who is a self-proclaimed AI nerd, geek, whatever you want to call her. She's incredible. Amazing. She is an AI. I don't know how her brain works.
Well, we haven't met her yet. So technically, the lower half that we don't see in the laptop could be a robot.
Exactly. We don't know. She's half machine. Yeah, exactly. But what she has exposed me and the business to over the last, few weeks has been really, really cool stuff. And one particular thing on ChatGPT, which you have to turn on, I believe, because it might still be in beta. I'm not sure, but it was when we turned it on about a week ago, is Code Interpreter. Now, if you're an AI geek, you know this already, so forgive me. But if you're not, and we're not, this was amazing for us.
Most people don't touch. No, so please, talk about Code Interpreter.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. So I can give you, I'm definitely going to butcher this, okay? Because like I said, I'm not an AI geek, Vanguard there. But what I used this for was to essentially train up this Code Interpreter, plugin, if you will, to, now for me, I do a lot of HubSpot implementation projects. And when I do that, I want to show and train my clients on how data looks like in HubSpot. Now, I typically will need some dummy data to do that so they can see it. So I went to Code Interpreter and I said, hey there, can you help me out with a database for a CRM import? I need 300 test cells of dummy companies and people. I need to have names, company names, phone numbers, company size, and I want it to be in the theme of fruit, just to have some fun with it. And this thing, literally 2 minutes later, spat out a spreadsheet with all of that data in there ready for me to import into HubSpot. Now, if anyone's ever done something like this before, it takes can take hours, right, to try and find good data. So Code Interpreter is basically giving us like downloadable files of ChatGPT or AI-inspired content for solutions that we might need. I know that we're playing around with it now to figure out how we can get it to do like a strategic customer journey mapping process for us. Like we've got to get the right prompts. Again, it comes back to prompts though. I think the one thing is it's going to be as good as you ask it to be.
Yeah, it's the last episode. So what was that? I think 144 was our last one. We had Luca on. And one thing that he spoke a lot about. And by the way, if you guys want to see a masterclass in AI, definitely check out my episode with Luca, episode 144. He spoke about like you have to treat it. And it made sense when you use this analogy. It's like when you hire an intern or someone fresh out of uni, love and respect everyone fresh out of uni, but they don't really know yet, right? So you gotta break it down. It's like, it's not just write me an article. Hey, write it like this. Here's some frameworks. Or even one thing that he taught me was, if you don't know, because sometimes you don't know, like I still don't know. I was doing something last night and I didn't know how to brief ChatGPT. So I asked it. Yeah. I'm like, ChatGPT, I want you to create, I can't remember what it was. I want you to create a video script. I actually did this last night, Tash. I want you to create a video script. Can you tell me how to best brief you?
Yeah, wow.
It's like, okay, boom, boom, boom. So then I answered those questions and then it gave me. So you can even ask it to help you brief it. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, that's a good point. The other one that I want to mention here is plugins. So again, if you haven't played around with plugins on ChatGPT 4, then you should, because they are pretty crazy. And there's a lot out there, just like WordPress plugins. There's a lot, right? There's a lot of noise. Yeah. One particular one, I can't remember the name of it, but this is just one instance where you can add this plugin in. Once you've added the plugin to the chat, you can then like engage it, and you basically ask something like, this was it was on an Inbound Buzz episode. I said, can you watch this episode of Inbound Buzz and summarize it for me in like 300 words? And I just linked to the YouTube video.
That's crazy.
And then it did. It came back with a summary. So we know we can use plugins to do that for videos.
That's another myth you broke then as well. People think you can't do external stuff, but it can. You fed a YouTube link.
Yeah, through a plugin. Through a plugin. It can do that for websites. It can do that for videos. It could, I believe, and someone might disprove this myth or whatever, but I believe it's working on doing it for books, like being able to plug in a book and say, give me the full rundown of this book or whatever, like the Spark Notes, right?
People doing really dodgy stuff. That you could actually connect to external websites, but Christine was telling us that people were using it to bypass the gate on news. Paid wall, the paid, what are they called?
The paywalls.
The paywalls, like Sydney Morning Herald. Yeah, so they're doing really dodgy shit. But you can. There you go. Last thing on Code Interpreter, the other thing you can do is you can actually feed it stuff. So obviously interpret code, and it will perform complex tasks such as calculations, data analysis, and even generating visualization and graphs.
Yeah, that's what I mean by customer journey map. So we're playing with it. I haven't found something that I love yet, but I'm trying to crack that code. So that should be fun.
So yeah, definitely stay tuned to our shows and check out our website as well. We'll be sharing everything we do there. We've got a whole bunch of AI stuff there. Beautiful. Now, the last one is marketing is the same as advertising. So Tash, the best analogy I've heard around this is like marketing is like building a premiership winning. Is that in soccer? Do they have premierships?
Yeah.
You can tell I don't really watch soccer.
Yeah.
Like NRL, footy has premiership.
But who comes first?
Premiership cup, right?
Yep.
So it's like building a premiership winning. I should choose another analogy, but I've got to stick with it now.
That's fine.
It's like building a premiership winning team, right? You've got to plan for the whole match. You've got to have the best people in the best positions. You've got to think about your competition. What are their weaknesses? All that strategy, right? That's marketing. You've got to think of everything, right?
Okay.
Not just one game, not one player. Advertising is like a trick shot. You got a scissor kick. It's like everyone sees that trick shot and like, wow, that was so awesome. But you can't pull that trick shot all the time.
Yeah, okay.
And even if you tried to pull that trick shot, the competition picks up really quickly.
Yeah.
So it's like a one and done. That's the difference between marketing and advertising. Okay. So and the reason why I say that, Tash, is we speak to so many businesses and brands, normally smaller businesses, actually, to be honest, even larger ones. When you ask them about marketing, all they're doing is paid media ads and Google ads. Now, we love that. We have a whole division for that. You know, customers pay us big money for that. That's Tony's department. But the point is that's not marketing.
That's
advertising, one trick shot, one trick pony. Marketing is holistic. So you got to do both. But Anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, no, I like that. It makes a lot of sense when you say it like that. And I probably was in the bucket of marketing is the same as advertising. I knew there was a difference. Like they're different words, right? So clearly there's going to be something different there. But that makes a lot of sense. The advertising is those big campaigns that get the head. Like I keep thinking about what's the game in America that everyone does the big ads in the middle of?
Oh, yeah,
Super Bowl. Thank you.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about Super Bowl.
Super
and
game.
The Super game with the ball.
Yeah.
The ads that happen in halftime apparently like get the world, talking. And that's what they are. They're the one shots. They're like boom, bam, look.
But
the marketing is something completely different.
Yeah. Why making better analogies than me for Tasha?
Oh, yeah,
No, but that's a good point, right? That's advertising. It's a Super Bowl thing, but marketing is a HubSpot. Like, it's HubSpot, it's everything. It's customer journey, it's content.
Yeah, that's it.
But that's all we've got time for. Guys, again, definitely check us out and I said this on the last show too, if you guys are listening from abroad, because I know there are people abroad who listen to the show. They came and met us in Chicago. And if you email me, I will give you the recording for free. Don't even buy a ticket. We love you guys. We'll give you the recording for free if you're not in the APAC region. Otherwise, come see us. But as we pass, Tash, you want to round it out? Any passing thoughts, comments?
Nah, that was fully sick. Thank you so much for having me on the Inbound Buzz podcast. I can't wait for Tony to be back, though. I'm very keen to have him back here.
Thanks, Tash. I understand. That's it, guys. Like Tash said, indeed, we'll join you again for another episode of Inbound Buzz.
Thanks for listening to Inbound Buzz. Learn anything? Return the favor by spreading the word. Want to make your mark in digital? Need help with your digital strategy, inbound, and marketing automation efforts? Then visit redpandas.com.au and be sure to tune in next time for another Inbound Buzz hit.